Everybody. Welcome to the big live, our inaugural, the soft opening yesterday. I hope I've got all the audio issues fixed. How does everything sound to you guys right now? I know there's no game audio at the moment because this is actually a recording that I'm showing you guys first. But how does the microphone sound? I'll just take that as okay then. All right, so I've got this game. I had this game this morning in the Richelieu, and I was like, you know what? I could do a trainables this video, but I thought instead maybe I would just play it live for you guys. Solid sounding, awesome. So anyway, I was saying that I had this game this morning in the Richelieu, and I was going to do a trainables of it, but then I thought, watch this together because it ends up being a pretty decent game. That way we can a viable option. I'll let this play. Light delay. What? All right, so I'm trying to buffer these down some. That fixed things. So this match kind of gets off to a slower start as I was fiddling with my laptop while I was doing this. But as you can see, I get the B spawn on this map, and rather than do what many people will tell you to do, which is to pick a side and go there, I stay where I am because B is the best spot. Is the best spot because you will get crossfires onto A and C. And so that is my plan, is to stay right here and catch the guys as they go into C or A. Now I do get spotted. I don't know if it's a cruiser at this point or if it's a destroyer. But I'm guessing the cruiser because most of the time destroyers go to A and C. But as time passes, it's going to become obvious that this is a destroyer that is in fact on B. Especially right now. So I know exactly where that destroyer is. One of those two squares, so that's why I'm pinging it for my team. Now you might think that the radar cruiser behind me, which is a Cleveland, might use their radar, but they do not. That you'll see that I do put on my HE because I'm not scared of destroyers. Especially when a destroyer has blown their load like this. There is no reason for me to not push in now. And Akatsuki's gonna have some problems. I also reduced the stream rate from yesterday, so you guys let me know if the video still looks good. I know yesterday I was streaming at 8,000 kilobits and YouTube was complaining, and so today I'm doing it at 5,000, so let me know if it still looks good. Anyway, yeah, I'm pushing this destroyer right here because he can't run anywhere. I'm just holding my shot until he gives me enough broadside that I won't miss. There you go. That's why you don't have to be scared of destroyers. And now, these two guys raided to each other. Of course. And when you guys always hear me talking about how do not be in the same place as your teammate, this is why. I only have to angle in one direction and I can bow tank both of these battleships. I'm choosing to shoot the Colorado there because it has a very soft nose for my gun that I can overmatch, and I end up taking out one of their guns temporarily. Aaron, it may be because it's a replay too, so once we're done with this replay and I go to live video, let me know then. Again, Colorado has a soft nose, and I permanently take out his turret there. That ends up being one of the worst destroyer players ever. He got another turret on that Colorado. And dodge the torps that we know are incoming. So at this point I was thinking, you know, if I can one-shot this New Orleans, then I should be able to pull a Kraken off in this game. So I'm going to take this shot here, but overpins, they ended up connecting a little bit behind the Citadel there, so no dev strike. Look at where their Richelieu is. He's still there. Both of those battleships are still directly in front of me. Neither of them have moved to get any angle. That Richelieu on their team is screwing over their team. You can see that the secondaries on the Richelieu can shoot forward. They don't have the best forward firing angles, but they do shoot forward, so... I mean, honestly, the secondary reload booster on the Richelieu is kind of just there for fun, because you very rarely get to use it. I was aiming for the Richelieu's turrets there, but no dice on the connect with them. But this guy's gonna knock one of my turrets now. But you still don't want to go broadside, even in a French ship. So right beneath his B turret there, a very easy spot to hit the Citadel on these French battleships. Well, yeah, they are feeding themselves to me because this is why if you play your battleships a little bit more aggressively, I was talking about this yesterday, people don't know what to do. They just freak out and make terrible choices because they're not generally presented with that situation, so they don't know how to handle them because most people play this game the exact same way every single time, and that's where it gets predictable. So the best thing you can do is be unpredictable. Like, how many times have these guys seen a Richelieu push B on this cap? A battleship that just pushed right into their destroyer and took them out. And once that destroyer was gone, they were like, oh, we don't know what to do now. Really hoping for the dev strike on this Surrey. The best tech tree British heavy cruiser the world. If I can get this, there's a good chance for a Kraken. No dice. Still one more Surrey. One more destroyer. Might be able to pull off the Kraken here. Well, now there's no way for me to get the Kraken. That Surrey's gone. But as you all know, I'm a destroyer hunting battleship because that's what you have to do in this game, because nobody else is going to go for him, right? I already killed one destroyer in this match. I might as well kill them both. When that Zara tells me that he's spotted and I'm not, I know the destroyer's behind that island directly in front of me. Oh, hello, new viewers. Alright. So there's the Akatsuki, which we had a very good idea of where he is. I do have my HE loaded for him. That was a pretty good game in the... Right? We end up with over 3,000 XP. Just shy of getting that Kraken, but I saved that because I wanted to show you guys how play a little bit more aggressive and push those center caps with your battleships. But anyway, let's get to... And I know you guys are looking for count-ins. If you have a tier that... Kazuki. You know what? I just aim to please. Yeah. Check what my lag is here real quick. Alright, not too bad. Enemy team top XP with 650 XP. Those who were around yesterday know that is still twice as good as the top player from the game yesterday. First match I've ever played. Alright, tier 7 guys, if you want to join in on this. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Bringer. Bringer, I told you to wear a suit if you were going to be on the big show, and by that I meant something. The cameras are off. Right, who's in here? Anybody? I don't know anybody's name yet, so you guys will just have to tell me in. That's probably the biggest welcome Bringer's gotten in some time. Good sign, our York in reverse. I'll show you guys something I like to do on this map when I'm in a destroyer. So you know we've got the bridge here, right? So you can actually spot ships through there. So I like to make a beeline for that and surprise destroyers by spotting them through there. You know, we're just busting your chops, Springer. We've been spotted. Teammate, I need your stations. Concentrate fire on that target. Like a sculpture here somewhere. I think it's on the other side. It's a big... Yeah, so see, I spotted him through here. And we'll see if my... I'm going to proxy spot him, so we'll see if my support can do anything. He backs up to the bridge. I will be able to shoot him through there. Well, it looks like going to. Come on.
Stations, concentrate fire on that target.
So we know there are other destroyers on sea, so with this one spotted, my team needs to be pushing aggressively right now, especially over here. So I'm going to start pushing aggressively.
Requesting fire support. All forces, provide cover for that target. Stations, concentrate fire on that target.
And push around. Problem here, these guys aren't doing anything. They have nothing to be scared of because we know where that Fletcher is. They need to be coming up with a plan of action here. All right, we just got their other destroyer, so I can afford to be a little bit more aggressive here. Fletcher's still...
Nice work. Vielen Dank. All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target. Alle Stationen, melde Position eines strategischen Ziels. Nice work.
You gotta make a little sacrifice, right? reversing to dodge his torps.
Alle Stationen, Feuer auf das Ziel konzentrieren.
Not really needed here anymore, so I might as well go Cap B. Alright, I got this smoke. Let's not waste it. Doesn't have hydro on, or I would be butted pretty soon. Well, patience is mostly key in destroyers because you're so important to your team that you dying is very bad. A lot of other ships you can just die and it's not that big of a deal. I'll check back with chat in a minute. I'm actually... One thing I learned yesterday was I was paying too much attention to... enough attention to the games. Be able to... But, you know what? Cut the Vlad here. If I were this Vlad, I would definitely shoot me. On cue. But it's one of those things where it doesn't even really matter if they shoot me now, so them shooting at me is just a shot they can't take at a battleship for 30 seconds. I don't know if that's worth it. As you all know, it doesn't matter how much health you leave with. Service fees are the same. So I don't care if I leave with 1 health or full health. It just doesn't make any difference. I might as well use it. I'm gonna use it to have fun and do dumb things. You haven't missed anything, Monk. Actually, all you've missed is me being... That's no different than you. Me being dumb and the red team running. I mean... Alright.
Nice work. I owe you one. Verbindlichsten Dank. That was a great battle.
Left to go behind that island. Oh god. Like, why go out to the edge of the map, guys? Don't do that. If you're this person, don't do that. All you do when you do this, make everybody on both teams like you because they want to take their ships out again. Just, I mean, some people like that. Come on. Oh, okay. Let's add a result. That was probably third. Had to spend a lot of time on there at Fletcher. You know. All right. What next? What do you guys want to or any particular? No. Happily do it. I've got everything done. Having fun and goofing off. Aside from certain ships. Well, nice job, Mike. You got first place there. Let me ask you guys something. Has the sound of the PS4 cut out at all, like, or is it consistent? Well, you know what? Like it's doing okay. All right. So Tashkent request. Actually, well, tomorrow I have real world plans. So probably Monday I will post a Kraken game that I got in the Tashkent on Friday. So we have that to look forward to. But I love this ship. If you guys have not ground out the Russian destroyer line, this makes it all worthwhile. It is the uh, an absolute blast. Okay, so if my vocals are cutting out, that's just my uh, I've got a noise gate on here, so you guys don't have to hear all the noise outside. So my vocals might be cutting out just because I'm not close enough to the microphone. I will continue to tweak that until I get the perfect setting. I'm trying to save you guys from some of the outside noise, like jack happens, garbage trucks. Anyway, Tashkent, if you guys want to queue in, yeah, this ship, if you don't have it, is incredibly fun. The whole thing is just don't play it like a destroyer, and then watch. I'll have to play it as a. Well, if you played against me and I was in the Albemarle, you probably dev struck me, or someone probably did, because I just explode in that all the time. Word. Got one, got seven people who themselves and decided they wanted to. Love this person, and it's gone. My concealment in this is 6.4 kilometers. I will remind me after this is over, and I'll show you my build for this ship. It's Trubetsky, and I actually have Azure Lane Atago on here as an inspiration, but that's only because I like to do fun stuff in the Khabarovsk, which gets my torpedo detection down to 400 meters, and I forgot to change it for the Tashkent. Me and this Fantask should be able to wreck anybody, especially if they've got a destroyer down here, like Lightning or the Sheep. Us should be able to completely disintegrate that destroyer, and this is what Tashkent's really good at, is being a destroyer support. So whatever it is, right here. Do you have any radar? So directly in front of me.
Двигатель выведен из строя. Пожарная тревога. Неполадки устранены.
All right, so the Lightning just blew their load. I'm gonna help him.
Установка дымов завершена. Вражеский эсминец потоплен.
Nicely played, Fantask. Nicely.
Attention. Reporting the target position. Хорошая работа.
I was looking to get a fire on him, so just on the off chance that he should put that out, my Fantask can go and get a flood on him. If they wanted to. It's so rare to have a destroyer. But I want to get over to B because we haven't been able to find this Shima. I haven't seen its where yet, so I don't particularly need to be hunting battleships in it. I'd rather go cap B and try and find this Shima. Even though it's not particularly exciting, somebody's got.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Is far. Oh yeah, there they are, way back in the corner. Now that's somebody who came Fantastic's gonna get to have all this fun. I'm gonna have to go hunt it down. How has that...
Получила преимущество.
This Richelieu is doing the dance. Slow dance. Oh my.
All forces, provide cover for that target.
Well, that Richelieu did a very good job. Things considered. Maybe some of those torps will hit. Yep. I don't need to go futz with those battleships. These guys are more than, or at least they should be. So rather than draw this game out forever, I'll just go get this. He can't outrun me either. So even he's also one shot, so he might be able to get me with it.
Вражеский эсминец потоплен.
GG, Shima. You got a Richelieu, and that was it. Hey, how's it going, Connor? Nice to see you here.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
You haven't missed anything. Me just hunting. Oh, yoink! Come on! Oh. Meanwhile, we've also had Richelieu over hiding all game. Hey, Gazi, nice to see you. That is how it's done, fellers.
Вот так мы всегда.
Yeah, the Akazuki is...
Наша команда.
It is very fun, and it's great at hunting other destroyers. I can't say, even though it's got a higher DPM probably of the Fletcher, it's just so slow, and the maneuverability is so poor that I don't prefer it over the Fletcher. It's not to say I don't like playing it. Me, if I were, somebody said, hey, I need you to take out a destroyer hunter for $1 million, well, I'm going to take out the Fletcher over the Akazuki any day. Nice shot. Seconds. All right, we'll see you later. 2,400. But again, I mean, these are weekend players too. Gameplay is a lot different on the weekends because of the playing. You don't really get to see game, especially in these tier 7 games, because all the weekend players just want to play their legendary ships. So a lot of times in 7 battles you're gonna see, which is fine. A lot of people don't like legendary playing against tier 7. I don't have any issue with it. I like to play all the cruisers on the weekends because absolutely wreck legendary. They said take out 2 DD with a cruiser. I wouldn't pick the Mark or Flint. Oh, I would pick the Marteller for that. To me, the best cruisers in Tier 7 right now are the Charles Martel and Embra is right there. I know the the content creator Hipper loves the Albemarle, and he and I usually agree on ships. He pretty much right down the line, but our opinions on this one vary. Roma. All right, haven't played that in a while. Oh wait, I was going to show my Tashkent setup for those who were asking. This guy wants to know when I'm streaming. Tell him. All right, so my Tashkent setup. You guys want to see this? My Tashkent is entirely gun focused, so aiming systems, steering gear mod 2, steering gear mod 3. I don't bother with the concealment because I'm going to be spotted anyway. Because the reason I'm going to be spotted anyway is this is a gun destroyer. I want to be firing all my guns as often as possible. I couldn't really do that in the last match just because of how the match played out, but in your typical match, if you can, you want to be firing all the time. And this thing has a decent range. It's very agile. So if you can get somewhere and just annoy the enemy team, be doing great. So then on the last one, I've got the main battery mod for faster reload time. The torpedo launcher mod 3, this is entirely viable. You'll get your torpedo reload time down to, I want to say it's just about 60 seconds. And the torpedoes on the Tashkent are pretty decent. But I ended up going straight down the line for guns. And then Betsky as commander. I have tried Makarov on there, which is okay, but I like having twist and track too much. So, like I said, Azure Lane Atago, not. This is purely for trolling in the Khabarovsk right here to those torpedo detection down to 400 meters. Eric Bay, I like a little concealment. I could easily put that as somebody else, but just as force a habit there. Rage, so my reload is even faster. It does slow down my rudder shift a little bit, but that's a choice I make. Again, look at me now, and the reason I do have a little concealment built into this, you may have seen that with the Shima. Like, I'm going to get out spotted, yes, but I'm with twist and track. I'm going straight at the destroyer. So I want, I want to be able to get as close as possible because I'm going to know which direction they are. I don't want to get spotted like 2 kilometers out, or they're going to have a lot of time to prepare for that. I'd much rather, be detected like 1 kilometer while I close in as fast as possible. Here I've got the twisted track. I mean, could do this, but I like the twist and track too much. And this is the damage farmer's choice right here. I'm kind of joking, but I'm also kind of not. I mean, you're going to start a lot of fires if you playing with fire on here. But again, twist and track is too important. Twist and track is how I win games. Whatever. And then unstoppable. Like I said yesterday, unstoppable is almost because you want to be able to keep. Play Smith with play the Smith. I could try that out. Let me do Roma first. Rather than the Smith with Gleaves, I might go back and do the Sims again with Gleaves because that's actually really fun, and I don't I try not to play the lower tiers Anyway, yeah, let's do Roma. So if you guys want to join in, why can't we get a dispersion commander with the Roma? Make it so much nicer. Sometimes, you know, the dispersion is right on the money, but it feels like about 60% I'm kind of bent forks. Monahan with Gleaves, you know, I actually have some doubloons right now, and I was thinking about getting another, but I'm not sure which one I want to get. But Monahan was one of them because you don't very often. Oh boy. Ugh. Well, this looks fun. Why would somebody have crossplay disabled? They should make it so by default you have to, by default, you're always going into crossplay matches that somebody who doesn't want to play crossplay gets put into their own queue and will just have to deal with it being the compressed number of players in a game rather than vice versa. This game may not last long because I only have one concern in this game, and that is get rid of the Wichita and we should win. Sorry, the goddamn Wichita. Good sign. This guy knows what's up. There's a secret cap back there. If you get close enough, get extra points.
Siamo stati avvistati.
Roma can definitely pin Vlad from here too. So if RNG wants to play nice, we could get a nice hit there. Teams abandoning A. That is the shit that I want over there. Not too shabby.
Centrata in pieno.
Alright, so that was the Udachi Torps. I was nearly dead. We need to finish this, guys. Okay, I've used a torp.
Ricognitore di ritorno.
Hate to get rid of it. More.
Attenzione, segnalo una posizione del bersaglio. Attention, reporting the target position.
What is that? Yamato doing? Okay. That's the weekend right there, folks.
Feuer auf gegnerisches Kriegsschiff konzentrieren.
Yeah, that Yamato is backwards. aiming for superstructure because we only need to. Oh, come on. I'm gonna say we only need to nick it, but they had a heal going.
La nostra squadra è in vantaggio. Position eines strategischen Ziels. Problema risolto, signore. Herzlichen Dank.
Hey, these guys are so. Weekend for you. You had to bounce.
Vittoria è vicina. Torretta principale distrutta.
Oh boy. I mean, I can tell you right now, this person right here, they don't know how to play the game, and that's why I have an issue with. Look at the angle they're taking. Like they don't know that they have a. Version. Oh, one sip.
Beccata.
Aren't fun. Guys don't know what they're doing. Alrighty. Next, wasn't. Wait, there was a request for something. Remember what it. Yeah, not preferable. You guys tell me. Is there a ship you want to see? Feel free to speak up. And you guys, though. Oh, Smith. And I said I would do the sim. Right. I rejected your reality and substituted mine. The worst. The worst. Premium tier 6 destroyer. But with this guy on here, so much more fun. You guys, just so you guys see, aiming systems, propulsion, because this thing already turns on a dime, concealment, and I do not have the longer range torps on here. So the longer range torps, the reload time is lower, but they do way less damage. They do 8,500, and you've got longer range. But look at the speed; they only go 53 knots. So what I have on here are the short range torpedoes that still reload every 76 seconds. They do 11,600, so it's the same torpedoes as like the Benson and the Fletcher, but they go just about 70 knots, so they're actually speedy. No legend. I don't know. Maybe we'll do legendary tier. Quality Ismail. Find me that after this. We'll do this one first. So this is going to be tier 6, guys. Very nice. Oh, it'd be nice to get a really good game in here. We only had one very good game yesterday, and that was in the Task, where we hit, I think, about 3,500 XP. That was the game that was supposed to be a loss, but we came back and dominated. An Orkin. Anybody in this game? You know. Ship is also really fast too.
Machen wir ihnen das Leben schwer.
I have with me.
Battle starts. Engine boost activated.
What is that guy doing here? Tier 4 is Kill Division. Go when you see G, because there is a lag between the video, but much less with the text. I'm going out in this destroyer because with Gleaves on it, it is fun. Not saying it's good, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it is at least. There's what we're looking for.
Engine boost deactivated.
He just panic torqued. Our York could have. There you go. I don't know if you guys saw there, but I had the aiming bug where it was snapping into something else, so just didn't even bother to aim down sight. And because your gun's at that range, they're going to go to where the reticle. Guy's going to get himself killed, probably. That Dallas should wreck him. Our work here is done when we cap, though. The rest of my team guys sitting in the middle, they can deal with guys going out here. We don't care about that. We'll go down to the other. That's a concern.
Our team has taken the lead. Gute Arbeit.
Why was that T-61 gunning down at Dallas? I don't know. Probably just trying to show off. Probably knew that they were live in front of 60 people, and you know what? Gonna get famous. Got lots of... I don't really need to be on the cap here.
Smoke generator started. Taking the lead. Smoke screen set. 全艦目標に攻撃を集中せよ
I don't really have much support. Guys aren't afraid to shoot. But I can't take on both of these guys at the same time. I need to help my team. I've got to position myself where they can't shoot at me. I don't have the hit points on. It doesn't need to be running from a kid. The kid only has one set of torque. Oh, I thought he was the last one. Oh my god. Well, it'll still be very hard for that organ to... That organ's... We're gonna win this because this guy's heading for the hills. That organ only has one set of torp. Probably won't even be able... Alrighty. What's cracking? Hey, that's a good... I think there was a request for Ismail. We had 69 viewers earlier. George, hold on, let me scroll up for a second and see what... did I buy... Oh, hold on a second. Did I buy the missions for Yukikaze? No. Wargaming, since as a licensed gaming community contributor, it lent me the Yukikaze for a week. So I found out that they just ended up yesterday or the day before. They said that will be it. Not that you'll ever see me play it again. Okay. Ooh. Ismail. I have the Yukikaze, Connor. They ended up letting me keep it, but if they didn't, I wouldn't have gotten it. In fact, let me just go. So, yeah, I've got 78,000 XP in it. And the last game I played in it was that video that I did with the 7 kill game, that jackpot. Probably you're not gonna see this XP increase until they you know what? Maybe carriers will change a lot of stuff, but to me, the detection on destroyers bad. It's way too low. It's broken. It should be 5 kilometers, 5.1 kilometers. When you can get your detection down this low, mine's 4.7 with the fish guy on here, and I think with Tanaka it's 4.6. And I don't even have this guy. He's 16 legendary 3, so he's close to being maxed out, but that Gursky, I've only got him level 15 legendary 1. The fact that you can get sub 5 kilometer detection without even having those guys maxed out is just ridiculous. And what that does, that encourages the people who play these ships to not play the cap. They have nothing to worry about. So they just think that they can go off and go and try and torp battleships. So I honestly think that if the detection on these destroyers were higher, then they would be a lot more scared to run off on their own, in which case they might stick with the group and do their job. As it is, I think the detection's busted. But maybe carriers will change that. Who knows? I think we're gonna find out about carriers a lot sooner than I was expecting. I didn't think we'll see anything late summer, but they can kind of keep talking about it like they're gonna be here a lot sooner than I. Oh, I don't know about you guys, but I got a couple. Got this in a crate. I got the. I think the cola. Azzy. All right, Ismail tier 5 for you guys who want to join it. The matchmaker itself doesn't look at any skill or anything like that, so it's pretty coincident. When you're seeing games go completely one side or the other, that's just it's completely random. But what can factor into that is one person playing aggressively, because once one side pushes through, it's so easy to make people retreat. And I was kind of talking about it earlier that the easiest way to make people run away is to do something that they don't expect because they don't know how to deal with it. Yeah, I have noticed some of the shells landing short. Anyway, all right, let's get into this. Just so you guys can see real quick, if you're curious, I've got a damage con on mine. I don't know why. That's that's a really good question. Uh, I mean, honestly, all of these would work well, but whatever. I'm not gonna. I don't have the spare silver to be changing things out. I'm holding on to my 340 million silver for I don't know. All right, we'll start this now. The auto aim, yeah, the aim assist is kind of busted. There was actually that happened in the last game when I was getting in a gunfight up close with that Fubuki. My aim assist was zooming into the water, so rather than aim down sight, I just used the dot because it's so. Always do that, but also since I don't use the preset with gun lock, I should talk about this sometime. But gunlock is great for doing drive-bys with your battleships, but if you don't use it like me, you're going to see that your gun constantly twitch when you're up close to another battleship. So what I do is I will actually get my turrets turned and then use my left L3 unlock from the ship so my guns don't try and twitch, and I use that to do my drive-bys. Anybody in here?
Бой начинается!
Probably screwed up that countdown is why. Ognivoy, nice. Yeah, Ognivoys. That's a destroyer I wish I had gotten. If I'm not mistaken, it can spit out torps pretty quickly. Got to look. Were we top tier? Top tier. Uh. Alright, we got the Ogdenvoy closest to me. Surprise, surprise.
Пожарная тревога.
Solid hit. Running to hide behind islands.
Неполадки
So
устранены.
they're giving up the center. They're prone to do. Drives me absolutely crazy. Gonna overload this side, which nonsense. Got the Ogdenvoy chasing me. Ogdenvoy's got to be like. But I need to get rid of some of these cruisers before I can turn to engage Ogdenvoy. Not too shabby of a hit there. Why is this guy behind me? All right, Ogdenvoy is right behind me. You guys can see what I'm doing. Like, got all these guys over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and load AG now because this Ogdenvoy is like they've got their mindset on hunting the guy with the patch, which is fine. But what we don't like is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys all in one spot. So our destroyer way up in the corner up here, where I can tell him right now there's nobody for him to spot up there. Ogdenvoy's probably going to do is start up soon. Guys need to figure Either go to their base or they need to come back and help defend it. But 1, 2, 6 people chased one battleship is not.
Сконцентрировать огонь на указанной цели. Пожарная тревога. Alle Stationen. Brauche Feuer. Пожарная тревога. Неполадки устранены. Есть пробитие. Вражеский слив потоплен. Пожарная тревога. Неполадки устранены. Пожарная тревога.
So what is it? As a battleship today, I think I've in every game that I've gone out in a battleship today, I've killed 100% of the red team's destroyers. 100%. 100% of the red team's destroyers today I have killed when I've played a battleship. Every single game. I mean, we're going to win this, so that's good. But terrible, terrible like in-game awareness by most of the team. Which that's I can't really. I am not ragging on these guys for that because reading that mini map and reading the game is the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing to learn. Like, um, when I look back at even my old games, it's funny to see that now. I'm like, what was I thinking? But you saw in there, like from the moment when we started our game, right? We went up to here, and once I got located, and I was still located by the time I got to here, I knew that Ognivoy had one thing on its mind, and it was like, oh, I'm going to torp that Ismail. So that's why I went over here, and I switched places with the what was that, a Pensacola back here. I wanted to see if when the Pensacola got in front of me, if he would be located and I would lose mine, and he did. So once that Pensacola got located, I turned around back this way, and then I was located again. That told me that the Ognivoy coming up through this channel to our base. So that's why I was like, oh, I got to get back to our base because the Ognivoy is going to go there. Meanwhile, our team had 7 people chasing one Ismail up there, but that's some of that stuff that like you take. It takes thousands of games to be able to read that information that way, and that's not me bragging by any stretch of the imagination. That's just some experience of using that located and when you're spotted in which direction to be able to have a very very good idea of what that red player is doing, and maybe that's why me kill so many destroyers in my battleships is because that's a hard thing to do. But yeah, I mean, it ended up me having to go back there. I did take 2 torps from that Ognivoy, I think, and I didn't want to switch over to AP to potentially just blap that Indianapolis because my idea was to come in here and ride the edge of the ring uh, until that Ognivoy got off. Because once they got off, I would have a good idea of which direction they were headed, but they actually ended up getting spotted over there. Anyway, that's that game. What do I use to become a destroyer hunting battleship? I use, let's see, where is it? I use this 17,209 games of experience. This is, and I should say, this is mostly solo. Um, I do play with a couple guys in a division fairly regularly, but by and large, the majority of my games over I think it was during the Christmas event. Um, I think my solo games were about 70 or 75% of my total games played. Yeah, I think a declassified on the maps could be cool. I think that overviewing the maps works better in these live streams, honestly, because each game, even though most of the games play out very, very similarly, a lot of there's a lot of small little adjustments that you have to do in each one. So I could give you an overview, but when you look at these individual games, it kind of gives you a better idea of positioning when it comes down to what your team's doing. Because there's all sorts of these. When and if we ever have clan battles, you will see that it's way more predictable because the radar ships go to the radar islands, the flanking battleships go on the flanks, and brawlers. Well, there's not really brawlers, and well, we'll see. But there are set strategies a lot for the clans, but when you're playing with randoms, you have to be able to adjust your game on the fly. And there's a lot of things that should be done, but for the vast majority of the player base, until you can't tell people what to do because if they're not interested in learning, then they're not even going to be seeking out that information, you know. But once people are like, man, I suck and I want to get better, then they're going to go out there and actually look for the information and then actually process it. I know that I I think that was around like 3 or 4 thousand games into me where I was like, I think I'm actually pretty bad at this game. I think my win rate was like 52%, but probably 75% of my games were in a division at that point. And it wasn't until I mean, I remember it started to by 5,000 games, my win rate was climbing, and by 10,000, I was definitely playing the majority of my games solo then, and my win rate at that point, I want to say at 10,000 games, my win rate was 65%, and so you'll see it's only gone up 1% since then. I think it took 4,000 games to do that, but also now I don't really care about it. Or I can't. There was a period where I cared about stats, but I am long past that point now. I just do this now to have fun. I'm not. I want to win every game, but I'd rather have fun than win. So you guys will see it frequently where I'll just go out and die because my team has no interest in playing. Well, I don't want to be in that match anyway at that point, so I'm gonna go in there by myself. I'm gonna like 1v3 or 1v4 the red team. I might get 2 or 3 of them, hopefully, or I may get none. And then I'll just go out and play again because I don't want to. If my team's uninterested in playing the same game as me, then I don't want to play with them. And on the benefit of when I do go in and YOLO, at least I get a little bit experience that I can remember for the next time. Of like, okay, probably shouldn't do that, or probably do this, or maybe next time I need to go after this particular ship first, or anything like that. Has becoming a CC changed how I feel about playing? To a certain degree. I mean, you guys, if you've been around a few months, you probably noticed that before becoming a CC, I was putting out about 5 or 6 Kraken videos a week, and since becoming a CC, that has definitely dropped. And I don't think that's necessarily because I became a CC, uh, but more it just happened to coincide with me getting kind of burnt out on the game for a little while. But one of the things that becoming a CC did was, you know, now they give me um, like the premium ships or the campaign ships I get to play with for a week, and that is actually a lot more exciting because, you know, like when I point out I've got 340 million silver. Well, it's not because I'm not buying the Vanguard until it gets buffed again, because there's no more tech tree ships. So there are no more ships that I can buy with silver. So it's like I've played all of them a lot. Clearly, 17,000 games, but um, having access to these new ships actually makes it quite a bit more fun. And you know, I think you've also seen in my videos the absurdity level start to increase because I was talking to one of the alpha testers, or sorry, one of the super testers for this game in a private chat a few weeks ago, and he was like, "How did your channel take off when mine didn't?" And I said, "I don't know. I mean, the only thing I ever did was, yes, the backdrop is ships, but I was like, but I never pigeoned myself or got myself stuck into a corner where, okay, I'm going to comment on this game, tell you exactly what's going on and exactly my thoughts, because there are plenty of guys who already do that, and I think you don't need another voice to do that." I was like, so I have the ships as the backdrop, but all I ever want to do is the complete absurd or whatever I feel like at the time. So, in a way, becoming a CC has given me more ships to be able to do that with, which I think is more fun. But at the same time, putting out 5 videos a week can be a lot of work because some like that the album all one, that was actually about 8 hours of writing and recording. I know I started it the night before, and because I was like, okay, I'll get this up by 11 tomorrow morning. It didn't actually get posted until 4 in the afternoon. All right, let's play another ship. Any requests, or should I? You know what, you guys. All right, I got 20,000 doubloons. See if there's anything in the store. How can I forget my daily reward? I feel like we should have a gamble or something on here that if I should get anything other than camo. Oh my god. Guys, could it just... This is the one promotion order I was missing. Oh, let's see. Got the Belfast. I've got the Orkin. Oh, and I've got Scharnhorst Black. The Duke. Monahan. I really should buy the Kid. Neither of these two are really particularly interesting to me. Wouldn't mind getting the Exeter or the Nelson. I don't see many gallants area. Gallant, I guess. I was not sure I was getting so fancy there. Gallant. D-39 would be good. More French ships. I would like to get Le Terrible. Bible. Would also like in the Leningrad. Actually, okay, there's a lot of ships that I think, I don't know for certain, but I think that we will be seeing the Dukadosta probably the week after this one. That's just me guessing. So, but they should be at least lending that to me to do that. I think will be a lot of fun. Terrible is Le Fantasque. Yeah, that looks. Well, the only Italian ship that I don't have right now is the Abruzzi, and that seems like that would be a waste. No offense to any Abruzzi lovers out there, but I think the Duca d'Aosta is going to. It's another light Italian cruiser, but I think it'll be tier 5 if I remember correctly. But that thing looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Like 40 knots. I want to say it's got okay armor, but I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, we'll see. Good game in the... Oh, all right. You know what? You know, I love me Italians, so why not? Yeah, you're gonna have to remember, I have never played this ship before. Tier 5? Oh my god, it's tier 6. Oh boy, why did you let me do that? You know, usually these ships that everybody say are so awful are the ones I end up loving the most, just for lulz. I'm gonna go ahead and guess here. Wait a minute. Secondary battery mod. Ooh, 4.5 kilometer on the secondary. It has... Okay. First, we gotta... I'm gonna go with propulsion to start. And here's... I don't know why I'm really looking at the armor, because I assume it's get touched and explode. Ooh, yeah, we are not bouncing anything. Have cruiser ship. We have a 30mm belt if we can take battleship shells. Right. Oh wait, hold on. We'll do a count in. Sorry. Well, if you want to make it up to me. All right. Good luck. I feel like I'm going to need it. How long have we been going? I feel like I've been going like 4 hours, but I guess it's not even 2. Which I did say I was, you know what, I was going to check in with weather and traffic on the 5s for you guys. It is a beautiful sunny day here in and anybody in this game. Papers don't lie. I know your name. About anybody else. But, all right, see you later, Ian. Thanks for coming by. 9.7 to 2. I guess I should have looked at some of this other stuff. How long are our torps? Like about 12? Oh my, yeah. My voice audio is going in and out. I just need to butts with my noise gate, but I'll take care of that off stream. See you later, Tom. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Well, at least I've got pretty good detection, right? And I am top tier. But we don't get whatchamacallit on here. The I don't have rolling smoke either. Oh my. All right. Decent shell velocity though. Agile. Man, yeah, these we don't have the equilibrium of power. So these shells do not do shatter on just about everything. It should be trying out the AP. Targeting me. Come on. Am I the only one spotted? That must be.
risolto, signore.
Союзник, требуется твоя поддержка. Bien reçu.
I can't. Am I the only person spotted, or why are they all focusing me? I mean, it's fine. Ooh. Oh, Dunkirk. Dunkirk, Dunkirk.
Нас засекли! Bien reçu.
Try out some of this AP on here. I bet it's pretty decent. The Italians have good AP.
Нужна разведка. Compris.
My.
Caccia e volo.
Attention. Concentrate on target's designated target.
See how we can see where the Akatsuki is from its AA?
Внимание, передаю координаты цели.
You guys did.
Siluria prua. La nostra squadra è in vantaggio. Caccia distrutta. Allarme incendio.
Требуется твоя поддержка. Il cacciatorpediniere nemico è saltato in aria. Требуется твоя поддержка.
Problema risolto, signore.
First COVID vaccine, man. Congratulations, Elliot. I have been waiting my turn for what seems like an eternity. Some of my friends are starting to get it, and they're younger than me. And I'm like, what the heck?
Требуется твоя поддержка.
I want to try some of this AP still. Because not a good angle.
Position of a strategic target.
I don't know, guys. I'm kind of liking this ship. I understand how it could be awful against tier 7, though. Bottom tier. Ghazi's a big fan. Like, don't think we need a kiting battleship here. Think my sea mines are gonna connect? Come on, let me get the kill. Man. Well, your destroyer's on our base. He's on that very... Alright, so I know exactly where they're just right on this edge. Or, sorry, I should say, when I fired, I wasn't detected. Alright, we know exactly where he is. Not that it's gonna matter. Looks like the audio's back now. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what causes that.
Caccia in volo.
Well, we're gonna cap their base. It wasn't too bad. Actually, that's something that I'm gonna have to play more off stream to get a better handle on. But hey, we got first place. That might be one of those ships where top tier or equal tier, it's very good, and then, but I mean, playing against all the tier 7 cruisers have been buffed so much to be able to deal with legendary. It's very hard to compete against. Which is why I don't like this power compression that what happened when they added legendary tier. When they added legendary tier, since there are no real cruisers there, they had to make the cruisers 7 better to be able to compete. So they gave them all rudder shift buffs, stronger heals, all of those things, but didn't do anything for tier 6. So the difference between tier 6 and 7, which was nicely balanced, got really far apart. And so now the cruisers, between tier 6 and 7 cruisers, the difference between those two is enormous. See you later, man. All right, do we have any ship requests? I haven't really had any high kill games. I'd like to go back to tier 7 though. Some cruiser. Got the Amalfi. Odin? Yeah, I'll take out the Odin. I haven't played the Odin since that monster Kraken game in it. So here's my Odin setup. I've got Celiacs on here. And in the Abruzzi. We'll do the Odin first and then the Amalfi. I was saying about the Odin is I keep Celiacs on mine rather than Hyde because Hyde doesn't have will to rebuild. I prefer Celiacs on mine. I mean, it's funny when you look at all these guys. Look at how many commanders. I mean, I don't even have all the commanders. I've never bought a commander. All the ones that I have, I've gotten out of crates randomly. But there's like so many German battleship commanders. I got Celiacs and Hyde and Hipper. I've actually got a decent number of rank 16s. Lee, Yamamoto, Mikawa. Lots of Germans are at 16. None of the French yet. But if we should ever get the Bayard guy, And then this is Kedrov's the only fully maxed out commander I have. He's 16 legendary 4, so I can buy duplicates of him with commander XP and get universal commendations to use. That's how I ended up getting Hyde up to legendary 3. Anyway, all right, so tier 7, guys. I put Jean-Luc pickup, whatever whatever his name. I put Jean-Luc on the Bismarck to try that out. I could tell the secondaries did more damage, but I did not prefer him to Hyde. Honestly, before we go out in this, back to the commanders. I didn't hear it myself, but some people were saying that in one of the recent streams, Wargaming said that they weren't going to sell Henry J. Hyde anymore because he's too good, or at least he's going to be a lot more rare. They're absolutely right. He is easily the overall best German commander because he's got all the perks of von Hipper for accuracy and all the perks of Celiax for brawling. So you get brawling and accuracy in the same build. The only downside is you don't have will to rebuild, but with fight fire with fire, before they added this skill, there were only these to choose from, which have big downsides of increased main battery dispersion or losing a repair party charge. But once they added this, no brainer, put that on there. But Henry J. Hyde, this is who I run on the Groza Kurfürst and the Bismarck. But for Odin and Tirpitz, I like to keep Silly. All right, tier 7. Yeah. It's been chilly these past couple of days, so it's nice to actually, we're up in the mid 70s, and tomorrow it's going to be in the afternoon. As far, I don't know if we'll be able to get Hyde next October. I would be surprised because I guess they've recently specified that very good, and they usually are looking at when they try to balance things. Balancing is a very delicate thing. Oh my, we have no destroyers to contend with. Who do I got with me? Cleveland, Massachusetts. I like these odds. Full speed ahead, gentlemen. Good luck and Godspeed. Without Henry J. Hyde for the Bismarck, I haven't really played it too much since they've buffed it. I really should. I just haven't been in a battleship mood lately. That's why you've been seeing a lot of destroyer and cruiser Krakens, but or gameplay. But once that kind of changes, once that changes, once I get back into battleships, I will try out the Bismarck again with Celiax and von Hipper. I'm guessing I will prefer Celiax, but don't hold me to that, because the engagement range of the Bismarck is still going to be most ideal around 11 kilometers. Belfast there. Looks like their team from B is going to abandon B. Now that particularly sucks because if you look up, our B team has abandoned B. Whereas if our B team would push through B, they would have a crossfire on all of these players. But instead they're opting to to go here, which is a terrible, terrible idea.
Problem gelöst.
I'm backing up to this guy because I'm going to have to use will to rebuild. My team is just... This guy is of no use where he is. I've got to use my teammates to keep my will to rebuild going. And now look at our A team. They have 5 ships at A, or I should say we have 5 ships at A, and they only have 4, and our team isn't pushing forward. Zero reason that this guy is doing nothing right now. Hasn't even been able to shoot once. Probably going to see why will to rebuild is so powerful here too. Watch my health. Every time these guys do any damage to me, it comes right back. This would be a great way to get the attracted damage challenge. Not even going to use my heals right now either, because there's no sense in it. I'm healing over and over.
Feueralarm. Problem gelöst.
Their team is so concerned with me that they are not even paying attention to anything else.
Team hat die Führung übernommen.
I wish we could see total tank damage at the end of rounds, but we can't.
Problem gelöst.
Yep, that's what's going to happen.
Nice work.
I'm guessing I've tanked 2 million damage so far, but I don't know for certain.
Concentrate fire on that enemy warship.
Belfast. I mean, once we kill one of their ships, it's over. We'll beat them on point.
Hauptturm kritisch beschädigt. Feueralarm.
There's the power of will to rebuild in full effect. I mean, you look at this. I didn't really do that much damage. 78,000. Right? It's just, I mean, it's okay, but it's nothing to write home about. I mean, ideally, I'd want to do about 150,000 damage in the Odin. But what you look at here is that who was with me? All right, this Massachusetts. I know we had was two. Cleveland, which, but these guys got to wreck the team, and I just sat there and let them shoot me. They wouldn't shoot. They didn't shoot at this Massachusetts. I mean, there were a couple in there, but the vast majority we saw, this Embra, this Belfast, the Vanguard, and Massachusetts. You guys just shot at me over and over and over, and I just sat there and out-healed it. And it's superior German engineering, but a lot of it is also will to rebuild. I mean, if you saw, like, the will to rebuild will heal faster than two fires. Two fires, it might be breaking even, but certainly it heals faster than one. So that's why I was holding my heals until they would give me a big hit, and then I would use heal. I'd have a heal going, and then I would also be having will to. There was just no way they were gonna take me down unless I gave them a broad. Maybe if they'd had like 4 fires on me or connected with some torps. But by the time that Edinburgh had angles on me, 2 torp, they noticed that I put on my sonar so I could be aware of when those were coming in. All right, there was what was the other ship that somebody wanted to see? Let me scroll up. Do a Vlad game? Do a Vlad game. For those who don't know, this is my most played ship. $839 games played. So not even 10%. Not even 5% of my games have been played. I'm a firm believer in playing all the ships, so you know all of them. This just happens to be my most played. Right before this being my most played, the Baltimore was my most played. Last I looked with around like 650, so probably around 675 games, and the Baltimore was my most played. Then before that was the Terp. But when Vlad came out, it was so much better than every other Tier 7 battleship that I was like, ooh. And then with Kedrov, I was like, he's going to be my first 16 Legendary 4 because someday we know the Kremlin's going to come and I will have the commander. All right. Here's 7. I think volunteers a very solid choice. Uh, I sometimes wonder why I don't put that on as well. I think the thing that I have on there right now reduces the chance of fire even more. And I'm pretty sure that's why I have this on. That's my justification. But honestly, I think either one is very. Well,
Бой начинается!
this is probably the worst spawn for Vladivostok on this map. If I can get this turn in without getting shot, I hope this Iowa will let me. Probably be okay. Yeah, this guy needs to turn around more than I do. I don't particularly even want to turn around. Don't want to come in at that much of an angle.
Feuer auf festgelegtes Ziel konzentrieren.
Doing Akatsuki. Alright. Bismarck's down here. Not too bad. We know we're going to have one of their destroyers. Our cruiser. Got a Moss with us? Or this Moss.
Выдержите союзный корабль.
And you guys have watched my videos. I'm always saying, like, Battleship shouldn't be more than 2 squares behind that guy.
Ziel konzentrieren.
Get up there and support him. We know
Affirmative.
that destroyer is okay. Most likely getting spotted from. I hope that Lennon doesn't broadside. I'm sure.
Attention. Concentrating fire on the enemy
Yep,
warship.
his turn. That's no good. So you see how our guys at B have pushed back to the back of the map? That's bad. There's nothing for this guy over there. That's bad. There's no destroyer at C. So what's going on down at C is bad. There's a lot of bad going on right.
All stations. Concentrate fire on the target. Feuer auf festgelegtes Ziel konzentrieren.
Pretty typical. At all the being the target of buddy. I don't care. Oh, that's hippers don't lie over there. All right. Here's the Akatsuki. I don't particularly care that will shoot at me. Part of the game. Frustrating is that when the rest of your team doesn't take advantage of the fact that the rest of... I'm trying to make sure that hippers don't lie fires as guns before I turn. Guns are facing. I've got time to turn. Because our destroyer isn't going to push this cap at all. Got the Shiratsuyu down here. There's the shot from Hippers Don't Lie. One I was waiting for. And meanwhile, no good. No good. Not doing any good over there. Right, so we know where the Shiratsuyu is. I'm angled properly for its torpedoes. I don't need to do too much here. I am in a bad situation because this guy over there, so he can set up a crossfire on this part, but instead he just reversed. What? Down here now. Oh, Bismarck's in the... Alright, I've got all the destroyers down here coming for me. Holy version there. I need this guy to be some of some help here. He's not interested. All this guy has to do is be of some use. A little use. Little use.
Пожарная тревога. Неполадки устранены. Торпеды справа Пожарная тревога. Торпеды прямо по курсу. Торпеды справа по борту.
Probably got about... I'd guess I'd got about another 2 or 2.5 million potential. This guy, first place, congratulations. First place loser. Guy, nothing. Absolutely nothing. We'll take it out again. I don't even mind necessarily that the Iowa fired HE, because, all right, well, he was going against Bismarck's, that's kind of, they've got huge superstructures that your AP will do damage against. But the problem was that when you reverse like that, there, the angle that the red team has to position for is smaller and smaller and smaller. I wish I didn't have all these weekly challenges done because I'd like to be able to see how much potential damage there. Because I know we dodged about maybe 4 or 5 sets of torpedoes, and God only knows how many salvos. And yeah, angling the Vlad's turrets, that would be great, but I can't angle against that many. I mean, there's, there's just when I've got somebody on every single side, I can't angle every way. All right, we'll do this again. Tier 7, guys. Alex, yeah, the Vlad's turrets, if I had seen your comment before this, if you look at them at the armor viewer, they're flat in the front. And that's why they get knocked so often. Can help mitigate that by angling them, which hopefully you'll get to see me do in this but we'll see. Let's recognize this. The Ochkovs. That castle, is that the end flag or match for this camp? Lies in our Z-23.
Бой начинается!
Viel Glück allen! Bonne chance et bon vent. Jawohl!
Do a countdown. There's a 321G. If I do just log in when you see the G. If I do a countdown via audio, it's not going to be in sync. So it's just easier to go when you see that. What? Now, one thing the Vlad is very good at doing is removing Jean Bart turrets.
Торпеды прямо по курсу.
Right there, I had him facing them. I haven't played Vlad in a minute, so understandable that I'm screwing up this angling. Out here.
Alle Stationen, melde Position eines strategischen Ziels.
So just temporarily disabled one Jean Bart gun there. You can see how I've got mine angled now. Because if they hit me, I want them to hit this, I want these to be angled. There, knocked another turret of his. Jean Bart's probably going to go for a ram because mostly Jean Bart players are terrible.
Башня главного калибра выведена из строя. Башня главного калибра выведена из строя.
Like, why? Why would you waste your ship? He had full health.
Команда противника получила преимущество.
Yeah, Addison, you did. I was trying to hold that shot. I was hoping for that Akatsuki to be spotted again, and I was going to take a shot at it. I saw you over there in your D23, but yeah, it didn't happen. Especially, what is all right? If you're in a brawling battleship, probably want to be in a position to brawl.
All stations proceed and capture that area.
No, I mean that wasn't on you. Stuff just happened. It was pretty. I'm not saying that it's a bad move for that Jean Bart to have rammed me, but it was a pointless move. Well, not pointless. It wasn't they didn't need to do that. Like it was kind of a questionable play on their part. Oh, I had a flood because Jean Bart rammed me. Yeah, I mean, you know, you were right there in the Richelieu, which was we had the whatever. It's just gonna happen sometimes. I personally don't care. Do we have another ship request that anybody would like to see? No. Full secondary Bismarck. That I will do. I see the request for a Gneiss now. I'd rather just as soon play Tier 7, which is not to say that I won't go down and do a Gneiss now. My Gneiss now right now is set up for a precision build though, but I'll do this full secondary Bismarck. So you guys can see all secondaries. Untimes. Now I could put what's his face on here? This guy. But this thing, you have to give up Porcupine and yeah, I think you have to. Yeah, you give up Porcupine for this, and that's not worth it to me. And you get longer this thing and an extra charge of it, but whoop-de-doo. I would rather have Henry J. Hyde on here. Alrighty, Tier 7. This is your countdown. Richelieu. I'll try and Fiji would be good. Richelieu would be good too. I showed a Richelieu video to start this morning from a game this morning that I'm thinking about using for trainables video, but figured I'd show it in stream instead, and then trainables when I get another video. Gascon? I can't say that I have. I do have the Gascon, but I know that mine's not. If they would give us the range for secondaries that PC has for the French ships, I might do a full secondary Gascon. Hey, all right, we got Addison right here. All right, you guys are. So, Hippers Don't Lie is probably going over to that area, and we'll have a crossfire set up for anybody who comes into A. Don't. So they've got a whale playing a destroyer, which.
We've been spotted.
We're going to get 2 new maps in the next update, they said in the last stream. One will be low tier, one will be high tier. I have no idea which maps they are. I want to wait till their destroyer gets on A before I start pushing. I can sure of it. Plus, I want to wait for Hippers to get around here a little.
We've been spotted.
I mean, this Helena, there's really no reason that they shouldn't be coming forward. I guess I'm just going to play this one boring, because their whole team's coming down here.
Feuer Alarm!
I mean, our team needs to be recognizing what's happening and pushing through C and onto D as soon as possible. Especially considering how awful their team is playing. This whole plan by their team is bad. Look at how many guys they have sitting back there just spamming.
Teammate, I need your support.
Like, those battleships on sea, there's nothing holding them back.
All stations, protect that target.
Problem gelöst! Torpedos voraus!
So I knocked his engine. And he doesn't have torps for until 9 minutes and about 45. Nine minutes and 45 seconds left in. If I don't shoot, my secondaries will just fire while this guy's spawning, and he won't be able to see. Like 9:45, kind of when I guesstimated those torps. Abby? Now all of their team is dead except for these guys over here. Try and get around this island so I can have a crossfire. I mean, they sent their whole team over there, which is, I mean, in the same sense, our whole team is right here.
Unser Team hat die Führung übernommen.
Just sit here and let our secondaries go for a little bit, so at least there's something to watch. Wow. Bet some of those are knocked out.
Unser Sieg ist in Sicht.
If anybody's wondering, my secondaries are 11.4 kilometers.
Feueralarm!
Mark's dead.
Problem gelöst. Wir haben ein gegnerisches Schlachtschiff versenkt. Feueralarm!
I mean, these games just get so boring. Like I can't even do anything because I mean, look at this, 827 point. They sank one ship. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous that they like this can't be fun. This can't be fun for somebody. Uh, well, yeah, that's the whole. That's what Addison's saying is right down there. So if you look at what happened there, Addison, whose hippers don't lie, was in that Vanguard over on that far side. I kind of held that center that little bit, and then we had that Helena. So there were three of us, and six of their team came down there. If if you have a 6-3 advantage, you need to just barrel through the team that's there and get because otherwise you are just because otherwise on the other side of the map there's a 6 on. Whoever wins is just going to come around and wreck you. What ended up happening there, and that's why you don't overload sides. If I can't get in a middle spawn though. Here, I'll do a Richelieu. I know somebody was just that, and I love the Richelieu. And maybe I'll get a center spawn. Maybe I'll get a flank spawn. I don't know. We'll get in a place where maybe I can show what a ship can do for once. All right, tier 7 again, guys. Might do one more after this. Hours is plenty, especially. I don't know. Maybe it's just curse of streaming, but this gameplay is. Find the games that I'm participating in are not exciting at all. Could just be because it's. All right, they got a Shima and a Fletcher. Oh, Addison is having zero problem get into these matches.
Hors-bas de combat.
If this guy turns away and goes towards the center,
Boost des moteurs activé.
so yeah, you see people talk all the time about don't give up the flank, and what do you do if your team gives up the flank? Well, I just play like they didn't, and I'm okay with the fact that I'm probably gonna get sunk pretty quick. You never know; it's possible that their team's giving up the flank over there too. More likely than not, their guys from the center will be coming over here. Our destroyers are going to meet right here. There, I can tell them what's not there. Anything.
Feuer auf gegnerisches Kriegsschiff konzentrieren. Repérez à cette position.
Oh man, why didn't anybody tell me I had HE on? What the hell? Oh, look at that. That would have been 5 cities. It would have been a strike. Anybody's going to come this way. Their Shima's going to our base. Nice. Destroyers are...
Союзники передают координаты указанной цели.
I mean, if they're giving up this side, be pushing right now. Take advantage of that.
Coéquipier, j'ai besoin d'assistance. I owe you one.
Boost des moteurs désactivé.
Alright, so he's got the Fletcher behind him. Don't really care about Fletcher torp.
Хорошая работа.
I'm gonna hold my shots for the Fletcher.
Союзники, сфокусировать огонь на цели. Pénétration.
Alerte incendie.
On a coulé un destroyer ennemi. On a détruit un cuirassé ennemi.
Toile principale sérieusement endommagée.
Overturn.
Problème résolu, chef.
Taking this.
Хорошая работа. Coéquipier, j'ai besoin d'assistance. Yokaista.
Feel that in the morning.
We've been spotted. All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
Alerte incendie.
Pénétration.
Problème résolu, chef.
Attention. Cible repérée à cette position. Concentrate fire on the designated target. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Well, this isn't exciting.
Alerte incendie.
Alright, I just...
Croiseur ennemi détruit. Much obliged.
Problème résolu, chef. Alerte incendie endommagé. Torpille à midi.
It's Yamato. Way too long out there. I mean, they know where the Shima is, so at least there's that, but... Thanks for stopping by, Casket. Alright guys, we're gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Oh, you know what I never took out that I said I would? The ML. Alright. One last... Tier 7, everybody. Try and get in. Chat real briefly when this... Maybe. All right. Well, we'll see how this goes. If this is an okay match, maybe I'll go out in a destroyer. It's not like we're not necessarily losing a ton of matches. The matches themselves are not any fun. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not having fun playing, then I don't want to play. And I don't want to say that this is strictly because I don't think that's the case. Sometimes you just get unlucky, but as it is right now, the player base is not playing particularly. That's on both sides of both blue and red. I could always take out the Fantask or the Fletcher after this. We'll see. I mean, I just want to have a fun game is the main thing, and these aren't being fun at all. And again, not because they're wins or losses. I don't know if how many of these have been wins or how many have been losses, and I don't particularly care. How the teams are playing is making the game fun. Like, this is a bad sign already. Like, these guys, looks like they're thinking, okay, what we need to do is get every battleship right. Yeah, I might stream on the weekday. I was saying that I don't really have any set schedule. We'll see. I might stream my morning sessions when I go Kraken hunting or gameplay, because that's usually only like a couple hours in the morning during the week, and sometimes it's only 2 games. Sometimes it's the first game of the day, and I'm one and done, and like, all right, we're good. But at most in the morning, I usually play like 3 hours, absolutely tops. But beyond that, it's usually a couple hours. So I might do that during the weekday. We'll see. Still just trying to figure this all out right now and get acclimated to doing this this way, and then I can start to implement some of the other ideas that I have that I think could make this more fun. Like I mentioned yesterday, if I can get Discord phone situation sorted out, I might be able to do this more in a radio talk show call-in program, which I think could be fun, or at least funny. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is you could try anything. It doesn't work. You just don't. You don't do it again, or you stop it. I mean, really, just to have fun, ideally. I mean, like Sundays aren't bad because that's the one day that I go down to tier 2. That's when I do my premiums, and there's always going to be something ridiculous going on.
Generatore di fumo avviato. Danno critico a torretta principale. Problema risolto, signore. Caccia in volo.
You think this is your typical Wichita player?
Danno critico a torretta principale. Caccia principale. Allarme incendio. La nostra squadra è in vantaggio. Danno critico a torretta principale. Problema risolto, signore.
Yes, look at this. Look at this. Got one. Okay, pretty typical. Destroyers in the back. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 9 on one flag.
Melde Zielposition. Jawohl.
I mean, the other dumb thing here, and this is what's probably the most frustrating, is that we're probably going to win. And so anybody who's on this team is thinking, well, hey, that's the right way to play. I mean, we won this
La
game.
nostra squadra è in vantaggio.
Got this idiot here. Oh, that's me being aggro. This person here who is contributing nothing to their team. Okay, you know what? You're right. They killed an Amalfi. And what did that get them? Whereas if they had actually pushed up here, they could have been shooting all of these things. And I can't even break down this map because all I can say is this is the worst thing to do. One, destroyer in the back, even a Kaaba, not be all the way back there. You know what? I'll play one more because somebody was saying just play a destroyer game. Go out in the Kaaba. Dumb legendary. All right. Legendary to end this stream. Let's check these. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So we're 9 and 2 in this stream. So even though it feels like it's just been an awful stream, I mean, 9 and 2. That's what? It's about an 80% win rate. 85% win rate. Solo. I mean, this is, I guess, you know, how it goes. Anyway, you guys want to join in for this last game? Legendary. It is nice weather in Cali, and one of the reasons that I want to get off here, it's about 3 p.m. 25 degrees, and it's been so long since I've just been able to sit outside on my patio and just crack a cold one that sounds really fun. Even if my cold ones are imported from Michigan. Bell's. Bell's is one of my favorite beer brews. Oh, Vaz is on the other team. Annie's in the Kaaba.
Начинается!
Благодарю.
Двигатель в форсированном режиме.
Yeah, it was nice to see Addison. We had a fair number of games against each other and with each other. So. GG's. If Baz uses Trubetsky on Kaaba or not. Or he may not be down here. Probably gonna radar me now, which is our radar. We are looking.
Двигатель выведен из строя. Пожарная тревога. Неполадки устранены.
So the detectability on my torps is only 400 meters. Oh.
Дымогенератор запущен. Двигатель в штатном режиме.
I'm also keeping the flag in between me right now, that because I don't know where their destroyer is. So if he should get on there to come and try and torp me, the flag would start to be capped. Now you can see the Kaba's AP, which is serious business. I mean, 4,000. Right. Looks like Vaz is going to be on here. Gonna pull off.
Башня главного калибра. Пожарная тревога. Башня главного калибра выведена из строя. Неполадки устранены. Двигатель
Some
выведен из
support
строя.
down here. I'm gonna get any.
Неполадки устранены.
What happened to... Yeah, yeah. Well, I had support at one point. I guess they just all died, though. Had a Yamato and... was a Kerr first with. Down here. I mean, we should still win this one. We should. But, you know, I guess that remains to be seen. The fact that these two guys haven't dealt with one Yamato is not too encouraging. The fact that all of these guys haven't. See, this guy needs to be going onto this side. Oh, this guy should have a dev string. Shot too early. But this guy, so this is a pretty good crossfire here. Yeah. Well, okay, so if you guys don't know, a rap, what that is based on, a Shabba Rank song. I think I'm not monetizing this stream. All right, anyway, let's get back to here. That's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Sorry that these games were relatively uninteresting. Though, I guess, you know, what did I say? Service record, we're 9-2. And like we won that one too, so we went 10-2, and we're probably going to go 11-2. So just because the games aren't that exciting, and let's see how we did in second. I feel like I was getting focus fired a lot, which way more than I normally am. Which I don't know if that's because of the stream and we had more people counting in. I mean, like 40 or 50 people. So I was getting focused there. Or if it was bad luck. Oh, we got first place there in the Sims. Second place. Abruzzi. First place in the Abruzzi. First game in the Abruzzi. Can't wait to take that out again off stream. Messing around with it. I think now we'll see. I'm not going to say that I think I'll get a cracking in that soon because it felt good. That ship feels good. That was the one where we just tank damage the whole game. That one was a stinker. That was just kind of tank damage the whole game. got first place there. Yeah, Richelieu. You know what? Maybe the trick to getting that damage attracted is to stream your games. I sure got a lot attracted. Anyway, thank you all for coming out here. I might. We'll see. I might do this during the weekday until in the mornings until I settle on something more proper. But again, I appreciate you all coming out to watch this. We had a way better turnout. I was expecting maybe 10 people, so I'll have to go back and see what all the stats were. But the fact that all you guys made it into it, I really appreciate that. And anyway, another beautiful weekend. So everybody get out there. Enjoy your time, and I will see you all soon.